Any better? Man, I don't know why OBS does that. If my system does a restart, it forgets the whole thing even exists. Okay, sorry, team. Let's play catch up here. What a shame. What a shame. Okay, dailies. All right, lower bowl. Protected yesterday. 50-day moving average. Protected yesterday. We do not look to trade underneath these levels, all right? We're not looking for longs over upper bowl. We're not looking for shorts under lower bowl, all right? Because we trend between. When we get a trend, we respect 5-day, 20-day, and upper bowl for uptrend. When we get a downtrend, if we get the 5-day, 20-day cross and the bowls start to open up, we'll look for this move down to here. This will not happen today, all right? This will take a number of days and sessions to build out. If we get that, we're going to look for a back test of these levels. This might happen over the next month or two if we get the seasonality start to play out, all right? Yesterday basically created a balanced range. We had a profile that looked something like this, all right? And I'm going to go over this in a minute. If we are going to start to get heavy under these lows, maybe we can look for those 800s. All right, that would be an expansion, and I'd expect us to find a bid then just because of the lower bowl. I won't play long looking for this, but I would be very surprised if we get a collapse. You're going to need a major news event to do that. Maybe Jackson Hole, but I find it somewhat unlikely. But anyway, so balance range means what? We're going to play edges. Let's have a look at the higher time frames, like the hourlies and stuff. All right, let's have a look at the hourlies. You can see here, like we talked about yesterday, this... All right, the profile on this is a balanced range. It is a D-shaped profile. What do I mean by that? If you put a TPO on, where's my TPO? Is it on one of these? Here we go. We would need to move this to an RTH. Okay, there you can see it. All right. This is a balanced profile. All right. And we haven't really left much excess each side, right? So this is a balanced day, which means what? Range rotation. And we're opening up what? Inside of a balanced day. So we're going to expect range rotation, all right? That is what we are expecting based on the balanced day. When will that change? If we get outside the previous day, all right? So currently, you have right here, do it on a 30-minute chart. Previous day value area low, point of control, previous day value area high. This is your range, all right? This is where most participants are trapped right now, all right? Because all of those players yesterday who were trying to force a short at the lows, and we said we don't get short down here, got squeezed out for the whole of the day. All of those who tried to buy longs up here at the open yesterday got, you know, nuked on the way down, which means we're left with this profile right here. All right, this is a high volume profile. This is where all of yesterday's volume took place. Is this a good trade location? No, this is a horrific trade location. You can zoom out on an hourly and say, look, we're making lower lows and lower highs. It's true. You can absolutely do that. You can see that we're starting to try and rotate. All right, so here was your pin top. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, sideways consolidation and liquidity break. Lower high, lower low. We are still technically in producing a lower high for a lower low. However, this swept a major level of liquidity. This, all right, for everyone that's obsessed with this 800, is holding a golden gate, a golden zone, all right? This can very easily hold the balance range today, put in a higher low on an hourly, and start trying to come back up to test what? To test this SBR level. This is a very possible move today, tomorrow, if it wants to do it. So do not be too biased here, folks. Do not try and force your way down to here. Remember, the best short location was up here. If you are trying to get short down here to here, you've missed the meat of the move, because the short location, this would be your risk, and this would be your reward. Unfortunately, this is for swings, right? This is set up for a nice swing. It is not set up for daily moves. So just be aware of that, all right? Just be aware of that. If we're playing inside range, we're going to play edges, which means what are we expecting today? It's very possible, all right, that if we're going to play a balance range, we want to play edges. Maybe it does something like this, a little dip under, a little reclaim. That could be a long trigger, partial 1, partial 2. All right, that might be a play. It's possible if they get really heavy, they reject previous day value area, they come down and they do the same move here, back up. The only time, I'd be convinced about a short, it would need to build out liquidity here and break, all right, if we're going to short lows. Otherwise, I'm really not interested in a short down there. The short location will be previous day value area high, which means what? You're going to need some form of bull trap, all right? Some little poke above, fail, and collapse that back down, TP1, TP2. We are basically trading these edges, all right? So above this, all right, fail breaks, back inside. Below this, fail breaks, back inside. Those are going to be your bread and butter trades today if we're in a balanced range. The trend trades will come where? If we get outside of it with conviction. If we get outside of this, build liquidity and break, that will be a trend trade. If we get above this, build liquidity and break up, that will be a trend trade, right? Counter trend, but it will be a trend trade because there's reason to try and get up, isn't there? Right? We have not back tested this since we broke. Just think about this. If it does this, all right, we're going to play upside to this point and then we're going to be risk off from here. That's our target. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. So we're playing edges unless we get above or below. Until then, you're looking for longs sort of around here and you're looking for shorts around here, but it's going to have to show you momentum. The hard thing with playing edges is the momentum, right? Because it's not a trend. So you will need failed breaks to have good RR, failed breaks to have good RR, all right? Those are going to be your bread and butter today. It's very possible that we chop, especially with what's coming tomorrow. How are we doing for time? I've got to get through this a little bit. All right, so same thing here. You know what you're looking for. You can see the levels here. They're marked out for you if you want. I'm going to have a quick look at the ES and everything else. Let's move this to a 5 minute. This is probably going to be very much the same. Yeah. Just protecting these lows and protecting this supply. And this is your balance range. All right, so edges in here until proves otherwise. All right, edges till proves otherwise. Let's have a look at the VIX. Starting to try and get a bid over 1650s at the moment by the looks of it. Okay, starting to see that sort of curl from the VIX. This was the level yesterday, the over-under. Let's move to a bigger time frame just so I can see a bit more. All right, so protecting these lows. If we base over here, all right, then a squeeze out on the VIX is possible. Why? Because this was controlled selling on the way down. And this will trigger that bigger short back down to 800s. If we just pop, and if we like pop up and fail and get stuck back in this range and rotate back down, then we're looking for longs on the market. All right, so that's your Confluence. Let's have a quick look at the MAG. Apple gapping down underneath previous lows right now. Trying to find a bid though off the sort of 25s kind of area. Amazon gapping down, not a previous day low yet. It's in its balance range. So this is very much like the NQ. There's your balance range. So there's the big flush. There's the recovery. There's the sideways action. If they put in a double bottom here or higher low, then it's going to look for a rotation. The weakness will come if we build liquidity underneath the lows. Remember, if we build liquidity underneath the lows or around the lows. Goog gapping down as well. Same kind of story, right? There's your big flush yesterday. There's your recovery. There's your pullback. Question is, are they going to expand out of the balance range or just get stuck? It's literally the same story as NQ. So most of the mag so far looking the same. Same story on Meta. All right. Yesterday, Meta did do a full recovery. If Meta starts breaking 750s, then a squeeze might be on 756 and then 60s. Microsoft looks weak. That is the weakest I've looked at so far. Gapping down underneath previous day lows. That is heavy. All right. That is heavy price action. I would not be long in Microsoft unless it can reclaim PDL and PDC there. That is a heavy, heavy chart. Nvidia, that's the type of thing you're looking for. That's a good chart. All right, excess low, recovery, coming back inside range. Anything down here that holds today, they'll be looking for upside. All right, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. The balanced range, if they come back in and hold it, they'll be looking for upside on Nvidia. Tesla, exactly the same story, right? There's the liquidation break. Excess low, reclaims IBL, just like NQ did. Up we go, back inside to the balance range. If they hold this, there's a trade up to here. If they get above that, there's a squeeze. Under here, if they build out and get stuck, there's the fail. So edges will pay today until it proves otherwise, folks. It's as simple as that. Do not overcomplicate today's trading session. If you don't like trading edges, if you don't like trading ranges, this is probably a good day to stay away or set price alerts. And this is definitely a see money, take money environment today. It is a see money, take money environment. This is not a day to try and pick a trend. You will probably come unstuck if you try and pick a trend today. All right, let's see who is here in the chat. Let me just pull this out so I can see you all. Morning, everyone. Morning, Jeff, Coop, DJ Noah, Brandon, Miguel, Marek, Toby, Chris, Jesse, Raphael, Mike, Christy. Sorry, you all saying the sound was off. I'm sorry about that. It's so annoying with OBS. Trader Don, Contorted, Aaron, Adam, Camille, Jesse, Willie Williams. Sorry, guys. Lots of you back now. Chris, Peter, Moby, Leron, ERF, Bowden, Bart, Eva, John, Silem. Oh my God, so many of you here. Capt, Firewater, DK, Kamal, Gatney, Steve C, JJ, Bill Burke, Greg, Harinder, John Lucan, JD, and Paul. Good morning, everyone. Morning, 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 morning. All right, let's get into it. And OBS is being annoying today. It's not going to let me put this back in, is it? Of course it's not. There we go. All right, so you should be ready. Contorted first day on your PA account. Nice. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Just take it nice and easy. All right, nice and easy. No need to push too hard. Your first day in. All right, so far, holding previous day New York view up. Just going to let this build out at the open. Definitely not interested in slamming a trade at the open. Just see how we go here. I'm watching ES as well. ES holding those lows nicely from yesterday. Wow, these ETFs. All right, here's the open, folks. Mixed bag on the mag straight away at the open. All right, mixed bag on the mag straight away. Apple opening up pretty much flat. Amazon 0.63% down. Google 0.30% up. Meta 0.86% down. Microsoft 0.5% down. Nvidia just gone green to red. Tesla 0.23% down. As a whole, they're down. If we trade down to here and we start to find a bids down here in previous day value area low, and we start putting in that sort of bullish pattern or that bear trap kind of look, we can think about a long if we do that. All right. I know you're going to say, why are we longing down there? Only because if it's a balanced day, I'm going to play the edges. And only if momentum shifts, not if we just stay heavy, right? Not if we just stay heavy. I won't be doing it. If we sort of flush down, hold bids near some lows, then I will think about it. Zoom this in a little bit. A nice recovery already there. I want to see this just settle down for 5 minutes or so, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, somewhere around that, and see how we get on. It already feels like it wants to hold those lows at the moment. I would like to see some form of bear trap out down there if I'm going to get long. Love it to trade in sort of 150s, even below into 120s and recover. Lucas says, good morning. I watched your volume profile video. Really good stuff, man. Good. Glad that helped. Glad it helped. All right. Give this time. I want this really to set a bear trap down here, ideally. Somewhere down here would be good. All right, on some of these lows, even if it comes deeper right down here and then recovers, I'm interested. If we start building liquidity out the lows, I'm obviously not thinking at longs. That's when I think maybe we're going to have a flush moment for a trend day. But right now, my main focus is if we can drift down, find some bids, put in some bullish momentum for that sort of value area low reversal type play, I'm interested. Yeah, news 9:45, also news 10 o'clock. Well, I'm expecting very choppy action today, folks. All right, so I want to be playing edges where if I can. So move back up to previous day point of control at the moment. We haven't come down to test value. Not an ideal location here. Not where I want to be trying to get long, really. And we're tapping back up towards that Globex low. All right, so Globex low, these orange line right here. Actually, Asia low and London low is up here in towards 300s. I'm almost regretting not buying that right away off that first dip. Really want it to come down here, though. So here's a retest of Globex. If they start to reclaim Globex, the London low is basically at 96. And then the Globex high is previous day value area high is right the way up here. This is not ideal. We really wanted longs to come down here first and want to hold it inside that, but we held the 200 mark. What is on the book? So one thing I haven't looked at this morning. Not a lot is the answer. No big players right now on the book. Nice and patient. This is your 24-hour VWAP, by the way, with the lower time frame algo up there. So we are under lower time frame algo, underneath 24-hour VWAP, underneath the Globex lows right now. Just got to let this play out, whatever it wants to do. I'm not going to play in a bad location. Point of control is not a location I want to be playing in. So rejecting Globex so far. What I might do is just have a look. How did we form that into the open? $49s, just to peek through. All right, value area low from Globex is 49. So yeah, it's pretty much balanced in Globex as well. You can see just the chop back and forth already. Morning, Tyson. Morning. It's going to require some patience today. All right, I'm interested in longs if we trap bears in and around here. I'm interested in shorts if we trap bulls in and around here. I'm interested in longs if we base above this and show a squeeze. And I'm interested in shorts if we base in and around or below this for a continuation. I'm not interested in playing the mid part of this range, right? This is my area of interest. This is my area of interest. This is not an area of interest. I do not want to get chopped up in here. I'm interested here and not in here for me today. So if we cannot get to some of those key levels, I'll just sit flat, right? Because the location here is not ideal. Neither is the momentum, really. They're going to fight over momentum. All right, so half of the battle with trading is not only to know when to trade. It's also when not to trade, right? Being able to sit on hands is important. Potentially Q's looking for that gap fill at the moment. Google 0.83% up, Nvidia over 0.5% up. Tesla about to go red to green. The rest of the market not joining it. Coming for a test of VWAP here and lower time frame algo. Yes, lagging behind. So relative strength in NQ today. If we're going to be long today, it's probably NQ we want to be long in, looking at how we've opened. Here's your VWAP and lower time frame algo test. What a shame. This would have been really nice if we just came down into here first. It would have already offered us 120, 130 points. We're done for the day. Liquidity up there at 300 right now. Sellers up there on the book. Any of you trade overnight? There wasn't much to do overnight either, really. Sideways overnight. So back towards Globex here. New 5-minute bar coming. Book looks kind of thin. Look at the book right now. Not much going on here until we get to 300. Yes, trying to find a bid at the moment. Yeah, 5 minutes till news, I think. Isn't it 9:45, 10 o'clock, the news? Have I got that wrong? I'll double check. Yeah, PMI 9:45, home sales 10 o'clock. So just waiting for that. And Jackson Hole, of course. But Jerome talks tomorrow. Most eyes will be on that, I would imagine. So back to previous day point control here again. I'm not looking to take a trade in these locations. I'm going to have to be very patient today to get the location I'm interested in. So rejection of VWAP. Back to New York VWAP. I am interested if we trade down here. Somewhere down here, I'll think about longs. If we get stuck down here, I'll think about the trend trade. But I'm more thinking about a longs off the bottom and shorts off the top today. Just because of the type of day we're in. And check ES as well. The wife would kill you if you tried trading at night. Yeah. Lucas said, yeah, a little crypto overnight, but like you said, sideways. Yeah, just sideways. 2 big sell days. You've got to think of 2 big sell days. You know, we've gone to the lower Bollinger Band. It's 2 sigma move. The chances of beyond that are slim. They do happen, but it's slim. And, you know, after 2 giant days like that, we have to build liquidity. Hi, Alex, do take into account the higher time frame wicks? For example, right now is respecting 50% from yesterday's wick. Not really. I don't really necessarily look at the wick on that daily. I'm more interested about how we built volume on that daily. So for me, how we built it. So I might do something like this, for example, if we went from previous day low to the 4 o'clock, or we could go to whole high, 50% from that, right? So if we think about this as being the range, all right, this is your range, isn't it? Swing point to swing point. Am I considering this? Yes, but I want excess, right? So I want a trap. But it's not necessarily looking at the wick. It's more pivot to pivot, if that makes sense. Because if you look at a daily wick, you're not getting very much information out of it. Think about that wick on yesterday's day. All right, that wick is from like 320s down to 2340. So basically, it's a 300-point wick. So if you just look at that, you're not going to get any information. But if you have a look, what is that wick? It's really this. That's the wick, right? So what we need to see is how we built structure in this wick. All right, and are there levels we might be able to trap in? So a higher time frame can show you that yesterday we had no acceptance to go lower. What it can't show you is what happened inside that level. So then you have to go lower time frame to have a look. Yeah, exactly, Coop. Yeah, just stuck here. This is why I'm saying it's going to require a lot of patience today. This is not a day to just come in and click buttons. Like the easiest trade so far today was the long down here, but for me, we didn't retest down here, so I couldn't action that. You know, like the mag's completely mixed. If you look at the mag right now, Tesla now 0.13% down, Nvidia 0.25% up, Microsoft 0.33% down, Meta 0.87% down, Amazon 1.28% down, Google 0.80% up, Apple 0.18% up. Have we got news here? Yeah, news hitting here, folks. Here come the news. All right, just let all this settle down. My phone's turned off. Fantastic. Book's cleared out a little bit here. So, like I said, patience. All right, starting to see now. If we trap in and around here, I will be vaguely interested. See what that print was. PMI 55.4, forecast 54, global. Okay, starting to drift towards these levels of interest. New low on the day now printed. We want to come down here though. We want extremes. Okay, ES now into previous day value area low. ES is there right now. All right, ES is already into this level. You can see NQ is coming close to it. It's not quite there yet, but it's interested in trading down there. On the book, we've got some buyers down there. You can see them all stacking. Can we come and fill some of these participants? Is there much lower? Not really right now. So let's see if we can come down into that and see, you know, if we're not going to guess the lows, if we leave some excess, if buyers step in, if we then turn around, we can be interested. But ES is already doing that move. It came straight into it and it's found a bid. Do not front run this. Like if it sells hard, let it sell hard. We're looking for, a trade into that and then a turnaround. Here's your opening range, already recovering. Oh, ES has done the perfect move. NQ has not done it. ES literally, if you look at the value area low, previous day value area low was 75. We came in right into it. 6375.50 and found a bid. All right, this is what I'm saying. It is playing today is about playing the edges, folks. Understanding the type of market conditions is important. If you're trying to play trend today, you're going to get caught. Look at that bounce on ES. Holy smokes, off the previous day value area low. That is telling me that bulls do not really want this to go any lower. They are going to try and make an hourly higher low. Funny, VIX is spiking at the same time. All right, came all the way up to 17, got stuck. Here's previous day point of control now. What a nightmare for us on NQ. Perfect trade on ES and didn't quite get there on NQ. But yeah, if you took that on ES, you are already up 15 plus points, which is a big move on ES. Hopefully this is at least making sense to you. While I'm not looking to, trade trend today, I'm looking for edges. They're not my favorite trades, as most of you will well know, but those are the things that are setting up today's edges. So VIX basing over that key level from yesterday, 1640, spiked up to 17, got the door slammed in its face. Got the door slammed in its face. Still no trade for me yet. All right, this was nice, but there's no setup there. On ES, that was very good. So let's see if they're going to come down and protect sort of the 200s now, 15 and 200s. If they protect that, maybe there's a setup. But really, we still want it to trade towards previous day value area low first. Apple's just gone green. Still a mixed bag. What a pain. What a pain, folks. Sorry, can't do anything if it does this. Not my fault. Not my fault. NQ's being a bit naughty. But you can see bulls came in. Shorts are definitely trapped down here. If we can put in some form of high-low, I'll think about it. But it's not ideal. It is really not ideal. You may have said it already, but why not previous POC down to previous value area low? Why am I not trading that short? I'm not interested in trading. That's mid-range, so I'll be trading mid-range. I want to trade extreme out. I want to trade extreme. I don't want to trade mid. That worked, but, you could have had to go here and got chopped, and here and got chopped, and here and got chopped, and here, and maybe it worked, but you didn't get your target and got chopped. This is not a trade location for me. This is a trade location. This is a trade location because we're not in a trend day. So I don't want to trade around here. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Yes, still not clearing those highs. So hit value area low, previous day, found a bid, reclaimed those 88s, 85s to 88s. Just trying to build a bull flag to go and test its VWAP right now on ES. And it can clear out, what's that? Basically all the highs of the New York session. It can come and clear out if it wants, if it can find a bid. Big ifs. You don't have alignment right now. Apple gone back red on the session. Nvidia looks like it might go red soon as well. Yeah, please smash that like button. I always forget to say that nowadays. hit that like button, folks. If you're interested in learning how I trade, all the links are down below. There's plenty of free content on my YouTube. Man, this book, not much going on the book today. Let's have a look at ES. Stack both sides. So big participant down at 337. 337. Mate, you are smoking crack. Maybe you get it. Seems unlikely in one session. So choppy day as predicted. Did we take London low? Oh, as in test it? No, we haven't tested it. The range on this session still not bad actually. 114 points range so far. We've got more news coming top of the hour. Okay, so in 6.5 minutes, you've got more news, and obviously you're going to have a new 4-hour candle. Hourly remains in a downtrend, all right? Hourly remains in the downtrend. The question is, based on yesterday's price action, will the hourly put in a higher low? That's what I'm concerned about right now because of how we acted yesterday, all right? Because of how we acted yesterday, which is why I think we have a range down. So far, all right, the market is showing me that my thesis so far is correct. It's ranging, okay? It's trapping both sides. So you're going to have fingers on the triggers, fast reactions today, see money, take money. I mean, look at the flow zones. Look at, like, it's trying to tell you, look how everything has gone flat. We've gone from big expansive moves, big recovery, and we're starting to go flat. The flow zones, the VWAPs, the point of controls, everything's going sideways, right? If you do not like trading edges back inside, then this is not a day to trade. And that's okay. If this isn't how you trade and you don't like it, leave it alone. Come back tomorrow or Monday, right? You don't have to trade every day. Understand what you're good at. Like I talked about on the podcast with Austin, right? Just know your setup. If you can get around a golf course with an 8 iron, get round with an 8 iron. Stop trying to use, a 3-wood all the time. You're going to get yourself hurt. All right, ES starting to reclaim. I still think ES wants to drive up and take out that 397.75s to 400s. Is anyone up there? Yes, they are. So ES is looking for that trade upside right now. It's trying to build liquidity to get up there. We are still midpoint of this range. Driver off the deck all the way. I guarantee you there are a ton of traders out there who have already blown their accounts, all right, trying to force trades. I absolutely promise you it's already happened. All right, just don't be one of them. Just learn to wait. You cannot force your way in. It's unfortunate this didn't quite give us what we wanted. If this, had done something like this, right, then we could have a nice tight RR for a trade back inside, right? Remember, news coming here in 4 minutes, folks. It's going to get a quick refill. We've got time, not in a rush. Be patient. It's expensive, so it better not be next. All right, team. Okay. News coming here in like 40 seconds. We're coming back down. We still haven't tested these areas, remember. Previous day value area low. This is where we found bids from yesterday. It can keep fading under here if it really wants. All right, it can keep fading under here if it really wants. We're not going to guess the lows. All right, because if they want to go really heavy today, they can. We're going to have to wait for it to come into a location and offer momentum. I'm not against the short if we build out lots of liquidity. All right, the only way I really like the short is if we build out here and we get stuck. All right, and then it's going to offer that trade. I don't really want to short down here otherwise, okay? We went over it all at the beginning of this stream, so hopefully it's all making sense to you. 2 minutes to the news. Oh, I must have read that wrong. I think I said 90 seconds. It's still 2 minutes left. Testing opening range low right now. ES with relative strength. So we've shifted to ES having relative strength. All of the mag now are red other than Goog. All right. All of the mag are currently in a sell other than the Goog. I know it's been a boring stream this morning, folks, but the way I think about it, my job is to keep me safe and keep you safe. And I'm not convinced, looking at what I'm seeing right now, that there's been a quality setup, not like yesterday. Like I said yesterday, the market can move without me. It can go wherever it wants. My job is to take my setup when I see it and nothing else. That's your job as well. Your setup doesn't have to be the same as my setup. But if your setup's there, you should be taking it. If it's not there, you shouldn't be taking a trade. Whether the market moves 5 points or 1,000 points, if your setup isn't there, you should not be clicking a button. That is the difference between trading and having a long-term career and not. I absolutely promise you there is a ton of traders who have already blown up so many accounts this morning. I promise you. These are the days where they just struggle to identify the difference between trend and non-trend. Okay, so news dropping here, folks. Now, once we're through this, we should be all right. I know we're at Jackson Hole and there might be some comments, but let's see. Here we come. Back down towards previous day value area low. This is what we've been waiting for now as a trade location. Let's see if there's some kind of response here. Ideally, we come under it. Oh, we just did come under it there. Sorry. So bouncing right off it straight away. Let this settle down. Don't just scream up. Don't scream up. You've got to laugh. You've got to laugh. Thanks, NQ. What's that like? Just a 60-point rip off right off it. All right, back inside the orb. Let this settle down for a minute. Mag's all red still, other than Goog. Vic's still stuck. Yeah, my dog at my door. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, it would have been nice for it to set up for us. I mean, that was, you would have had to trade that on news straight back up. If you took it, poof, I mean, good for you. Beautiful trade, but not a setup for me. What a bugger. ES going for those highs like we just talked about. Okay, I think ES wants to take out that New York session high in towards 400, 97.75. like I said, I think bulls are unwilling to let this drift lower today. I think that's what was shown to me yesterday. And this is what I'm thinking about this hourly high low here. This can be an hourly high low. Man, this is going to scream now. Oh, this is just really tough to watch it do this. There's 100 points off the bottom straight away in 3 minutes, under 3 minutes. 2.5 minutes, 100 points. Well, thesis was right, but again, maybe I could have taken this wick to wick on this candle here. But like risking 50 points is quite tough to do. That is quite tough to do. Okay, here goes ES up towards those 400s. We've taken out that pivot on ES. It's going to come and test the next level now. This is just so tricky. Wanted longs, like we talked about. It's just not offering it. The setup is not there for me. God damn it. This is when it's hard. Even for me, this is when it's hard. When your thesis is there, comes into your level, and it just screams away from it. Yeah, my volume profile, 9:30 till 4. Here you go. Into Globex again, into VWAP again. I can't long this up here. This goes against everything I've talked about. I really need a pullback to get long, but we might just go full squeeze and expansion at this point because shorts didn't understand the type of day we're in, and they like took this sell and got stuck. And where might we go? We're going to come and if we're going to find bids, we're going to go and try and take out 92s, 33s, and then trade up to previous day value area high. And then shorts might come in if we leave an excess over that. So really what I'm talking about is the trade was here. We talked about this pre-market to here and then up to here. From here, it's possible that there's a trade back down. That will change if we get above and we base. All right. Same here. That will change if we get below and we base. Otherwise, we're trading from here and here. Those are the locations. If anything else, even if you haven't got any of this, like me, and you're sitting here like 11, if anything else, at least I would hope you've learnt the whys, because it's important to understand the whys. Not every day it's going to be perfect for us. But hopefully it's helped you understand why this is not a trend day and how you need to trade edges. If you can identify that early on, it will save you getting chopped up like everyone else here. I mean, hindsight, maybe I could have put a tight limit in there. It's just not how I trade. I would want to see that trade in and react. I could have maybe taken it on a tick chart or something, maybe from 72s. But it's really not how I like to trade. Does it at least make sense to everyone what we were looking for and why? I mean, you can see the thesis. It's pretty clear, isn't it? Played out absolutely perfectly. Because this is a discount long. And who was trapped under here yesterday? Shorts. Who got trapped in there? Shorts. Where were we long yesterday? Here back up, right? We were not looking for a short rotation down there yesterday. We talked about it extensively on stream. It's the same thesis today. Because we've not let them out, so we don't short into them if we've not let them out. Yes, trying to hold 400s. This looks very bullish at this point. This is very, very hard for me to just sit here and watch. Going to go and test that New York high and then go for a squeeze by the looks of it. Jeez Louise. Thank you. Sometimes you're such a little bugger. Okay, New York high tapped. Opening range high tapped right here. We've tapped into it, haven't swept it. If we leave that, we probably pull back, hold, and then we come back for it. Like I say, if we leave highs, we normally pull back, hold, and come back for it. And we left that high. We did not sweep it. There's a double top left up there now for good reason, right? Because they want shorts to come in and defend it, pull back, hold, encourage more shorts to get in, and they will come back for it later. time that? Oh, yeah. Okay. Have a good day. Ken, you got it? Nice. At least someone's got it. So value on the session. 72s. Maybe now if we hold POC and VWAP, I'll be interested because it's a slightly different setup now. It's not ideal. Google strong. Nvidia trying to go red to green. Rest of the market pretty weak. Still nothing more than a range. Okay, we're an inside day. We're inside the orb. We're inside previous day's values. All right, nothing more than a range. God damn it, NQ. Don't do it. God damn you. Slow down. Come and let us in. Potential flag here. I don't want it. I want this to pull back. Do not just keep screaming up, NQ. Do not be a pain. God damn it. JD, you got it nice. Where did you join, JD? Did you take the down here, or did you just join the momentum? If you join momentum, it's a good trade. I was waiting for a pullback. But if you took anything up here and took some money at the top, good trade. Nice work. Just want a little flush down to pick me up. But at the moment, it just does not feel like it's got any interest in doing that. I will not chase. I haven't been patient for the first 40 minutes to now chase in. Come on, market. Come pick me up somewhere. Watching ES. Is it basing over 400s? Liquidity down to 90s. Momo. Very nice. Very nice, JD. We're going to come for those highs now. That's what the market wants to do. We just talked about it. When we leave those highs, it's for good reason. We will come for them. They're stacking at 300. So they want to trade up to 300 right now. Someone's front running in front of that 300. Here it goes. God, that's annoying. That is annoying. Yeah, Gino, very possible we go to the other side of value, which would be all the way up here. Very, very possible. But what I would say is ES has almost done it. It's not that far away. Another 10 points on ES and it's already done it. So that's the one thing I'm kind of aware of. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, Aaron. Could have a look. Never coded anything for that. Yeah, lower time frame algo, definitely. You can see we back tested it this morning. Look, resistance. We're back testing it again. Resistance for now until we can base over it. And really, for a trend, you're going to need the flow zones to get over it. Right, so we're still just inside. I cannot believe we just left that liquidity for a second time. Maybe it gives us an opportunity, though. I'll turn this down a bit. It's a little bright. It's better. Back to VWAP. Back to Globex. Problem now is it's an expensive long at this point. Yes, Ken, quite right. 130 watching, 58 likes. Come on, team. I will speak to Bella and we'll do a giveaway tomorrow as well. We'll do an Apex giveaway. I'll find a way of doing it tomorrow. Free Fridays. Make sure you guys get a free account for some of you. Still think this wants to trade up, so it wants to take out the 300s. It's trying to build that flag to do it, and it's just being a little tricky. See the book above me right now, it's stacked both sides. So bids at 70s down to 55, sells at 85 up to 305. Nvidia now green, Microsoft now green, Google now green. The others still lagging behind. Apple could try and go. There you go, now it's cleared it. Oh my gosh, never got picked up there. It just feels like it's going to be one of those days where I don't get a trade here. ES coming right up into those levels. You want to be careful, like I talked about. ES can trade up into 414. And it's coming into its 20-day right now. This is tough. This is tough. Being able to see it and not getting any trade set up that I want is tough. I want to be careful. We always talk about this, don't we? You want to be careful, all right, in it building like this. This is not a buying continuation pattern. I want to be careful if it does something like that. All right, come and sweep all the late players out. I don't want to buy up here. Really don't want to be buying up here. Yep, trains left the station. That's it, Otani. It left the station. The station was down here. We were ready for the station, and it went by. It just did not want to wait at all. Couldn't give us just even a tiniest signature. On the tick chart, it offered an entry at like 300. I very rarely use it. 300? What was that? It wasn't 300. 200. So it offered an entry right here on the tick. So this maybe could have taken that. But again, we would have needed to risk 50 points. It's not ideal. All right, be careful with this. We just talked about it. Very, very high probability we come and sweep late bulls out. Footprint. I'm not watching Footprint. I haven't got it up. Exhaustive top. It might well be. Just a big seller there. I'm not convinced. But I'm not watching Footprint. So starting to sweep some of these participants out. Still think we want more upside here. I think ES wants to go and test 14s. I think we want to get upside as well. It's just, is there a way of getting involved here? Flow zone starting to catch up. Think about gap fill as well. Very possible. Stuck there. No acceptance. Above. Are they going to squeeze this? They're trying. They're trying to flag this for a squeeze. Watching this now. No, this is too tight for me to play up here. I just need a back off. I'm really thinking about jumping long. and I'm not convinced we swept enough. We're holding the opening range high. We've just absorbed in front of the VWAP. I still think there's upside, but I know my RR would be a little skewed here. Definitely feels like we want to at least go for gap fill. It's very tempting. It's very tempting. But I'm trying to like just say to myself, what was the plan today? It was to get a long down here. Here it goes, squeezing. Oh, you are just horrible sometimes. Thank you. All right, through that downtrend. Gap fills to here. So if you're in this long, I was really tempted to take a long here. And maybe should have. Your TP1 is here and TP2 is all the way up here. All right. Didn't get any of this with you. Congrats if you took it. Hesitated. Trying to measure out RR, thinking, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? So watch for that gap fill. And then 360s, basically. If you get acceptance over 360s, we can look for trade 387, 400s, 450s. Over 450s, the squeeze party higher time frame starts. All right. Over 450s, the squeeze party higher time frame starts. Can't be mad at discipline, bro. Yeah, I'm not. It's just tough, isn't it? It's just tough when you plan out the trade and you know you don't get your entry. But it is what it is. We had a great day yesterday, so I mustn't complain. Sorry, engineering a supply for my position at 400. I thought it was just me, but you are my partner in this one, Alex. Can't hit the buy button now. Yeah, exactly. And this is it. Like, this is very similar to yesterday. I'll use limit orders, Lucas, but what I don't like, even though my thesis was this to hold to go up on the way down, think about when this printed. It's a 10 o'clock candle, right? If I put a limit order there, what's to say it doesn't trade straight down? There's nothing, because we can, all of this is a trap level, okay? So we could have done this and I would have, got blown out. I don't like doing that, right? So what I would have liked was just something like this, and it kind of did do it here, and that's kind of maybe a miss. Something like that to limit in to go up, like this to be an engulfing. If this pushed up and then came back down into here, that's a buy all day long. At that point, I know we've shifted. I know I'm offering a buy. I know this is holding. This offers a good entry. It's just unfortunate today it didn't offer a great entry. It's offered exactly level to level. A bit like yesterday, yeah? I don't know if you were here yesterday. We talked about it. Like, I kept saying, like, my bias yesterday off those lows was a long because it felt like shorts would get trapped. But if it didn't set up and it kept going down without me, that's also okay, right? Because our job is to make sure we have capital in the bank for tomorrow, and our job is to stick to our process. My process is very clear. You can see I define it every day. I know, well, I don't know. I have a thesis on what type of trade day we're in, and I have areas that I'm going to play around. And if I get a setup in those areas, I'm able to play. If I don't get a setup like here, I can't play it. Now, the problem is here, I'm not changing my thesis. I'm trying to now play a momentum long in where? In not a great area. Here is the good area. This is discount. This is premium, right? So I want to be long here for a trade up to here, right? Because now I could take partial, partial, partial. If I'm long here now, right, I'm trying to buy momentum in premium to get up to here. It might not get up there. And then I've got an RR which is skewed the wrong way. So it's just, sometimes it's what happens. Sometimes it's just what happens. And it's okay. Part of trading. It is absolutely part of trading. Sometimes the train goes without you. Like, maybe I hesitated, but like that is a tough trade to take. But if you're in this, you look good. And you should be partialing out into 324 or whatever it is, right here. That's your gap fill. All right, so spiders and Qs about to go for gap fill. You must take a partial here. Above that, we're going to go for previous day value area high. This is TP2. So TP1 right here, TP2 here. Above here, this is major squeeze. All right, we get above here, that's higher time frame squeeze potential. We are still, I want to remind you, we are still in an inside day and we might fail up here, right? Because the other trade today was what? Was a fail break over this and a trade back inside. We can still go from one side to the other side, back to the middle. We can absolutely do this, which is why I don't really want to be buying up here. Hope that makes sense for everyone. So gap fill about to complete here. Your yellow line is your PDC, right? That's your gap fill. No worries, Lucas. No worries. They're adding liquidity up at 350. So if you get a partial here and then you hold your runners for the next move up into supply, let's see if anyone's up at that level. What is this level up here? 64s. Yeah, you've got participants up there. So that's where it wants to go if it can. Again, this is all because we knew this because of yesterday's price action. All right, we talked about there is your balance day. This is excess. This is excess. We want to trade from here to here. We want to trade from here to here. We don't want to trade in here. There you go. You're going to get your fill here. Oh, gosh. I've got to be careful I don't have tilt factor here. Because even though I'm not convinced there's been a legit setup for me, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to watch. This is what, 150 plus point move now, 170 point move. Nice work. So hold your runners if you can. Remember, we've pretty much is straight up in this channel here, which to me says they should come and liquidate the participants at some point. Can I draw a channel? Have I got a channel? There we go. Right, you're in one of these right now. At some point, they probably liquidate some of these participants because there wasn't enough for me here. This is why I was like umming and ahhing here. If this had come down here and recovered, I would have been more convinced for this play. This right here is too risky for me to play. It's just too risky. Yeah, Coop, it's one of those. Tesla now green, Nvidia green, Microsoft green, Google green, Meta, Apple, and Amazon's the only one not. I'm going to have a pee, wash my face, calm myself down, make sure I don't do anything stupid, and I'll be right back. All right, gap fill complete. Starting to see that pullback that we talked about. $51 lot at 362. I can't see him. He's probably an algo. I mean that 262. Sorry. Oh yeah, I see him. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, down here. I mean, that's basically the New York Open if they trade down to that. Yeah, momentum's upside. Like, we are trading upside. We want to get up to here. Nice, Tyson. Yeah, that's exactly how to treat it. It's the same thesis, right? It's just a box. That's exactly how to trade it. Well done, buddy. Nice work. It's basically just a failed breakout of the low and then boom. Yes. All right, gap filled. We're trading up to here now. This is your next target. Anything over there is a bonus. We very may well fail breakout over that. All right, I just want you to be aware. It's very possible when I zoom out here. Okay, this is supply. Do I think we take this? Highly probable, right? Because we built liquidity in there. Shorts, shorts, shorts. We'd probably take this. It's possible that we then do one of these up into these levels here, right? If we get above this, right? If we do one of these and get above here, right, you can kiss shorts goodbye. They are going to get absolutely wrecked. But I want to be very careful, and I'll consider this trade here back down into range because we're in a range day, right? Because the same thesis that we had down here, I will consider it up here as well. $400 on the new PA and done for the day. Nice work, Tyson. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Good thing is, team, those of you who are making money are sticking to rules, and those of you who are not are still sticking to rules, probably. Hopefully no one should be losing those. No reason to be red in here. Okay, squeeze continues. Previous day value area high coming up. So those shorts from yesterday, they got stuck, didn't they? And we have done, so far, what did we talk about in Discord this morning? Talked about the possibility of setting, right? Here was Discord. This is the first thing I put in. This is what we've done this morning. Well, we didn't do this lovely bottom, but it's what we've done. We talked about somewhere. Very possible we see H1 try and hold previous day low and make a higher low, which is what we've done. Think about the hourly. It's exactly what we've done. Okay. It is not Nostradamus. It is not that I'm trying to tell you, hey, I'm right and I know everything. It's definitely not that at all. I just want you to understand the difference in how you identify market conditions. There is edge in that. If you can understand market conditions, you will build edge because most people cannot tell the difference between a trending market and a balanced market. If you can do that, you've already, setting yourself up for success. John Dennis, 950 on the day. Thanks, Alex. Nice work, John. I'm sat here like a lemon. I will get a trade. I'm telling you, I'm going to get a trade. I've just got to wait for it to come to me. I'm due a payout though. I'm like, I don't want to force anything because I'm like, oh, I can take another 5-figure payout today if I want. I just have a crystal ball. Yeah, Magic 8 ball. If I shake it today, it says, Alex, you're crap. You should have bought the low. You idiot. All right, so starting to see, here's the supply. It's why it's a red box. Why I was like very hesitant about getting anything up here. Drifting back down into this channel. We'd like to see them sweep down here, build some more, if we can do something like this, think about this kind of level here. If we can wash out all these balls and build this, we can come back for this later because we will have unfinished business here. If we get stuck under here, I'd be very careful, but I think this is possible here. If we wash these participants out, we can do this. If we take this and then come back, then I'm not interested in the long, right? Because then we've come back for that level. Then we've traded from here to here. There's nothing left for me to do. But if we leave this, then possibly, and actually, let me just check ES again. Have we hit that level? I think we have, haven't we? Oh, it's just shy of it, but it's there or thereabouts. 14s. So ES didn't quite close. SPY didn't quite close. And we traded up to 1250. 14s is the level. So we'll see. All right, this is starting to do that move now. Can I delete these? I want to come deeper here. Again, we're in an inside day. We're in a balanced day. Don't get stuck. John Dennis, no, you're definitely not an idiot. I became profitable trader because of you. Oh, thank you, John. It's great to hear. Great to hear. All right, back into the open range high, back to lower time frame algo, VWAPs, etc., etc. Maybe we can get a 2-leg and a trap. Maybe we can get a 2-leg and a trap if we're lucky. What's the time here? 30-minute bar. What would the pullback to the old high be? Oh, we've just done it. More. Jesse, I don't have one of those. That's definitely not for me. Any of those who know me will tell you I am like, my big thing is about being ego free. Do not get competitive. Do not build an ego into trading. Do not look at what someone else is making. Do not worry whether, you're right or wrong. Just trade what's in front of you. If you get fixated on trying to be right and wrong, you will more chance than not get stuck in a trade. So it's about trading. For me, is about trying to be the best version of yourself and removing your ego. If you can do that and be flexible to the charts, I always talk about this like a religion. Those in Discord would have heard me talk about it before. Like, I talk about the charts. Imagine the chart is God, right? Or whatever God or whatever you believe in. If you're not religious, that's also fine. But just imagine the chart is like, the masterful, the consciousness, a higher power. Your job is to be a disciple and do what it's telling you. It's not to try and guess. It's not to front run it. And it's definitely not to argue with it. It's just to do what it's showing you to do when it's showing you. So if your thesis is off, that's okay. Just accept it. All right. Just accept that your thesis is wrong. No, Trump is definitely not a god, although I think he has god complex. Okay, lower time frame algo, current value on the day holding here. So maybe deeper first. I nearly tilted yesterday because everyone hit that long winner and I missed it. I took 5 minutes to remind myself that there's always another trade, and that was later on. Yeah, exactly. You caught that one later on, didn't you? Towards the end of day. Seem to remember. ES can afford to come right the way back if it wants to 97s. Is there anyone down there? There is, and below. I'm gonna try and let this build out. If we can build a 2-leg, it would be preferable. We've swept some liquidity here. If we can build a 2-leg down, it would be preferable. We have not left any imbalances right now. All right, we're being very, very accurate. But somewhere in here, I would be interested. Previous day point of control as a turning point if it holds. I don't think we'll come that far down. It's possible. I don't think, if bulls want to force this up, they shouldn't come this low. They should protect in front of it, really. We should do 1, 2. I want to see 2 legs. I don't want to just see this drift. So this is a little stop start. It would be nice if we encourage shorts to get in here a little bit, and then something like this, because then we've got a trigger point here for a squeeze and a trigger point here for a squeeze. And then if we're right about coming up here, we blow these guys out, we blow these guys out, and we get that move. If we come too deep, if we start letting go of like here and we come under here, this is a problem. I don't want to trade from this location. I really don't. Like, maybe, but Oh, I don't know. It will make me feel iffy about it. It will make me feel iffy about it. Let's have a look at the range on the day. It is a 50% pullback. Oh, I don't know. I have to see. I have to see how it sets up. It'll probably be discretionary. JD, the charts are my sirens telling me it's okay to jump in the water but you are my crew trying to master me. That's a good way to put it. Quite like that. Spring point daily open. Oh, there's lots here, isn't there? There's current point of control, New York VWAP. ES coming back down. The one problem is if we start letting go of those levels. There's potential dip buy opportunity into them, but if we start letting go, like, it could flush heavy. So there's VWAP. That's 24-hour VWAP. New York VWAP down here in POC. If they let go of these, then I'm not interested because it just means we failed to make the high. So it means we've gone from here, failed to make this. If we get stuck here, we can do this or we can just do this all day. I'm not interested if we do that, right? So it's got to hold. It's got to hold some levels and like sort of offer some form of structure. This looks quite heavy the way it's moving at the moment. It's kind of gross. So that's New York. Is there a trade back up here? Do they start to absorb? Let's get rid of that. Can they reclaim and start squeezing is the question. At the moment, it doesn't look like it. Up to 85, and it's very heavy here. Very heavy here, folks. Yeah, slicing through its levels already. And market going, the mag going red, other than Microsoft, which is not far away, and Google. So everyone's just given back a lot of their gains. So these are the levels now. If it can't hold this, it will be night-night, and we will go back towards those lows. Let's see if they put a trap in here. I want to see it reclaim all of these and trade upside if we're going to do it. It's got to get through 75 really and start squeezing. And there's lots on the book here at 75. You can see, well, not lots, but you can see them sort of trying to hold down there. If we fill those guys and squeeze, same with ES. It's got to get back over its VWAP and start to put in higher lows for me to be interested. Otherwise, I think there's a danger it slides all the way down. It's these levels here. Oh, if someone could invent something so I can move my markups on TradingView to Ninja without having to redraw them, that would save me so much time. There's point of control previous day. We're back under New York. ES just rejected VWAP. These are sort of do or die levels here for the market, I'd say. If we can't start putting higher, sort of the high, low kind of action in to go all the way back to the highs, I'd say there'd be some participants who get stuck. And we could trade right back down towards low of day if they do that. So I want to be cautious because we are in a balanced day. $75, $85, anyone above? No one above, no one below. That is not what you want to see. No one above, no one below. They're just like, oh, we don't know. The book's just saying we don't know. Okay, they're adding below now at 40. This would not convince me of a long here right now. New York Open. We're trading right at the New York Open. It's like nothing's happened at the moment, right? Nothing's changed for the day. We've tested below, we've tested above. Nothing's changed. We're basically flat. We're where we started. We tested below, we held, we tested above, we failed, we come back. Can we find buys here for that move back up to the top? If not, if buys try here and we don't start moving, they will become the liquidity that collapse us down. We talked about this here as well. This is not what you want to see when you're a bull, all right? Because this is always likely to get swept out. The question is, can we now do this, or do we get stuck and collapse? I'm looking for longs if it's going to start proving itself. This is looking better now. You need to get through those VWAPs though. And you need to see it put in like sort of higher lows and start to squeeze. They defended VWAP there again. Same on ES. They are not letting this through VWAP. No base out yet. Still at the New York Open, still at previous day point of control. Move my chart, please. All right. Let's see if they can trade back through 75s and 80s and reclaim. If they can't, then there's no trade. Ninja Trader is working on that, Alex. It will move drawings from TV to NT8. Although they said first they need to add Control Z and then work on other stuff. Yeah. Oh, man. It's like crazy that they haven't even done that. I might actually message them about that because that just, surely that's like a really easy program. Like really easy thing to add in, Control Z. It's the most annoying thing. If anyone trades Ninja, you'll know what we're talking about. You move something and then it like doesn't move. Here we go. All right, are we going to get through here? Can we start to see some acceptance? Are we going to start squeezing here? I want to see it get through VWAP, start producing high highs and high lows. I'm not convinced yet. It's starting to try and test that sort of 75-80. Testing flow zones here. Just want to see it push up and then start to base and hold. And then I think we can go back for those highs. Want to be careful because we're going to have to respect that some traders got stuck up here now, and we did fill the gap. So we need to see this start to hold and then get into this level, and then we can think about it. This is a good start. We've not like shifted anything yet. It's a good start. You do not want to see this break a new low here. I'm not in anything. I'm just saying I don't want to see it break a new low. If it breaks a new low, it's going to let the shorts out. So think about what I'm trying to think about is the other side of the trade. People who are short here, I need to see them get squeezed out. If we break this low, they get out of this trade and they're comfortable then. And then the long's gone. Then there's no possibility of a long. So it must not break this low. Oh, JD, I've got a free one for you. You're in Discord, aren't you, JD? It's in if you go to the Ninja Trader tab in Discord, it's there. There's a free one for you. It's good. If you don't have it. And it doesn't use you don't need order flows and add-on for it. It's accurate, it's good. Still building this liquidity here. ES trying to reclaim VWAP here. SPY holding VWAP here. I think there's potential of a squeeze back towards the highs. It's just whether it sets up or not. So far this morning, it hasn't set up. This is what you want to see now. Now, can we get expansion? Beautiful. All right. Small little piece in here now. I just want to see how high we can go. Beautiful. So I already moved my stop into the money. If we can get all the way up to highs, I really like it. So I want to see all dips be absorbed here on the tape. Watching 300s because there's a seller there at 300s. and at 90. Can we just trade through 90 and 300s and just go rip some faces? And then we can get that sort of inverse head and shoulder look if we can do it. If not, then we just take our profits and run. I don't want to see it trade beneath here. No, 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 no. Don't want to see any dip below that. Has to hold view up here. Otherwise, I'm out. Nice. Okay, beautiful. So we're looking for this move here. We're looking to use this to get up. That's why I wanted a 2-leg, right? Because it's going to offer this trade if we can do it. Any failure, then I just cut the position. What I don't want, if we fail, I do not hold on to this, all right? Because it can come right down here very quickly. The one problem is that ES keeps getting stuck into these participants here. So ES is traded up and pulled back off that. This is where buyers got stuck, right? So we need to get through. The safer long is actually going to be, I'll just take this off here. The safer long is going to be here, right? That's going to be the safer long. I locked in some there. I don't mind having another go at this if it sets up. I was trying to be patient, but I'm not going to hold on to it in case this is it. It had to move when I wanted or not. Don't like it. So if I can show you ES so you can understand what I'm just slightly concerned about. This on ES is where the buyers got stuck. Right? We always talk about it. This is where buyers are stuck. We've traded up towards them and sold. We need to do this move here. Same on NQ really, but we didn't trade as high on NQ. So all I'm ever thinking about is who's stuck and where's their pain point. Oh, can I use it? Right, this level here. Let me draw it. This level here, key. All right, can we get acceptance? Here would be nice. I'm flat now on this, like I said. It didn't do it in one squeeze. So I have to wait. If we start breaking below this, no longs. No longs for me. If we start breaking below, shorts are going to take control. And this can just maybe the second leg goes deeper. Maybe this isn't considered a leg and we go deeper. But I will not be trying to bid off this again because we've been down here already. And that it might just be a no trade day. Well, I'm up $1,000. So it's not a no trade day, but not amazing. This is what I mean. See money, take money, flexible. Didn't do what I wanted, so I take it off. Can always get back in. Remember, you can always, always, always get back in a trade. Do not have to hold through pain. Just take it off, make some money, take a break even, whatever it is. You can always get back in if it resets up. So one thing traders really struggle with, I used to struggle with it for years. It used to be like, had to hit my profit target, and then I, let it become a loser. Don't do that. Take it off, let it build out some more liquidity. We can think about trading again. This was not the location I really wanted to trade in, unfortunately. So I missed this. I think I did well to leave this alone. We've come back in. The only thing I would say is it might want to be a little bit nasty and take this guy and then do it. But we'll see. Remind myself where we're at. We're at 50%, right? Yeah. We're holding 50 really well. Just more patience. More patience. So Bowden, do that. Bowden's saying he needs to expand his vision to stuck bulls and be confident on those shorts. The reason he's saying that is because his main setup is playing against stuck shorts, so playing bullish moves on stuck shorts, or stuck bears. Do that, but don't do it with your PA. So start practicing that on sim, and then start practicing it. Maybe split accounts. So maybe have one account for keep your PA account for what you're good at right now, which is stuck shorts, and then try another eval and specifically only use it for the other side of it, right? And then build and develop. So that's like moving from it's not that big a difference, but it's like having an eight iron and now you're going to include like a 6 or a 7. It's the same thesis. It's just getting confident to use it. We are basing well here. Just feels like it's got to build out some more liquidity. I might have been a little bit early to it. The one thing I'm concerned about is, have I measured that out correctly on the ES? I think I have. Just missed it. I still think there's a chance there, but we did come and tap that volume, so I think just more range rotation here probable today. It's trying to do it now. You can see it's trying to do it. Yeah, exactly. Do that. Use your new 25k and just do it with half your normal size. Just get used to it. Be patient here. This is the game, folks. Like most of the time, what I'm doing here is what you will be doing trading, is just sitting still. It's just sitting still. And I can see, like, you know, we've lost like 20 people because we've had a slower day. But this is the game. Like, not every day is going to be big trend day, big expansion day. And understanding, like, it's days like today that set up the expansive moves, right? Because we trap lots of traders and then we come into tomorrow and we get a break above a high or a low, and we use those pain points for the traders from the previous day to move. Right, so if we go to a higher time frame right now, if we think about this hourly chart down here, you following this one with me? Okay, what we're attempting to do today is what we talked about pre-market, is the hourly might attempt to put in a higher low. Right, there's your low, there's your higher low. If this, right, is Wednesday's action, and this, let's say this becomes Thursday action, on Friday, what do we have set up? Or even Monday? If we get above this, we get an expansive move. If we get below this, we get an expansive move. Why? Because we have Wednesday trapped, Thursday trapped. So we have stops, short stops, and we have buyer stops. So we can get expansive moves. We can also be horrible and do this or do this, right? So days like today and yesterday are what set up the really good moves that I like. Oh, while I'm monologuing, we're moving. Okay, so maybe building this now. So double bottom, little W here. If we start to hold anywhere from sort of 90 and 75, so if we can hold that and squeeze, it would be nice. Otherwise, you want to be careful if this is 1, 2 and a big failure. But maybe we're starting to try and build out. Yes, still rejecting where those buyers are trapped. That's one big concern I have at the moment, is ES is rejecting where those buyers are trapped. Go on, NQ. What are you doing? Little flag and go, or are you coming deeper first? What are you doing? Make your mind up. Show me. Still think we want upside. ES is a little bit tricky. Sort of 404s on ES. Very tricky up there. What's on the book up there? Oh, it's a big seller trying to absorb it. Are we going to flag and go here, or are we going to get stuck? Just trying to trade through 404s. Can it get acceptance above it? And can ES NQ start joining in? Stuck there at 404s again. The reason I'm saying those 404s, that's where the buyers got stuck on ES. This is like my one concern. So basically this level here, this is where we've got buyers stuck. This is current value area high on the day. If we can't get through that, we cannot get up here. Right? If this is going to be excess, then this here becomes your range, which is not very much to play with. They're trying. They are trying. That last dip looked good. Did we sweep that low? No. They're trying. They're trying for expansion through 300 here. Seller at 310s now. All right, in this long. Let's go. If we're going to flag, we're going to go. Stop already aggressively moving up. Not giving this any room. It's got to go and squeeze. Otherwise, it's not going to hold. Come and clear out 310s. Come on. Come on, yes. Only thing I don't like is we didn't sweep that 84. This is what I'm talking about here. We didn't sweep that 84, so it might come sweep that first. I will not hold into that. I will wait for it to sweep and then re-add again if it does it. It's probably my last attempt for the day. That's it for me. Hit my goal now. Ready for work. Thank you, boss. Happy trading, everyone. Nice work, Miguel. It might want to sweep that 84. Like I said, I will not hold on to this if it does that. New hourly coming as well. I should have been more aware of that. Yeah, we need a base on these old hourlies. We want a base at 90s, basically. I don't want to reprice all the way down to 225. We need to base at 90s and squeeze out and take all the hourly highs into 370s. So we're trying to base at 290 to get up to 370. That's the plan at the moment into this new hourly bar, which is coming in 15 seconds. You will get an injection of liquidity here. Here we go. New hourly bar. Right, we want this old hourly bar to hold this transition point, 95s. We can dip a little below it, but 95s to 90 needs to hold. If it doesn't hold, then I'd be concerned because it should be holding at this point. This level here, we want it to hold for a squeeze out higher. That's what we're looking for. How can we just not fill the 310s? It's very weak. Be careful. Current value area high on the session. Need to see expansion straight through this and squeeze. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck again and build more liquidity. And bulls will keep trying to do the same move and they'll get stuck. So come on, go fill 310s at least. There we go. 310s filled. All right, so 13s, 20s, and 45s still on the book. Here we go, folks. So you can see 90, they've got a buyer down at 90. They want to hold that. That's the hourly transition we talked about. This looks good now. This looks better now. Beautiful. Come on. Come on, there's 10s. All right, go, 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 go. Off to the races. Go 25s. Just start squeezing. No pullbacks. Just straight up now. No reason to pull back at this point. We don't want to faff around. If we get lucky, we get those 70s that we want. 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, 120s, 130s, 140s, 150s, 160s, 170s, 180s, 190s, 191s, 192s, 193s, 194s, 195s, 196s, 197s, 198s, 199s, 100s, 101s, 102s, 103s, 104s, 105s, 106s, 107s, 108s, 109s, 110s, 111s, 112s, 113s, 114s, 115s, 116s, 117s, 118s, 119s, 120s, 121s, 122s, 123s, 124s, 125s, 126s, 127s, 128s, 129s, 130s, 131s, 132s, 133s, 134s, 135s, 136s, 137s, 138s, 139s, 140s, 141s, 142s, 143s, 144s, 145s, 146s, 147s, 148s, 149s, 150s, 151s, 152s I don't want it to pull back and go deep and mess around too much more. These 300s and then the 90s, the hourly transition. I don't want this hourly candle to go red. All right. That's the one thing I don't want to see. I don't want this hourly candle to go red. Because if they build this bear flag and the hourly candle goes red and it wants to do a move back down to 24, it can, and that will be gross. So starting to go red here. Do or die level here. It needs to absorb this. Otherwise, night on the hourly candle and no more trades for me today. So this is kind of do or die on the hourly candle, has to hold this kind of level. So far, we're basically saying we're narrowing our value area. So we had value area from here to here yesterday. We just talked about this. Yesterday's value area was from here to here. Today is even smaller. We're basically doing this. We're narrowing. Yeah, not liking this at this point. Probably game over for the day. Which indicators do I use? These are my flow zone indicators. This is what you get when you join my team. This is everything in here. This is just volume profile. Well, if we don't move, I'll probably get off the session early because I don't want to sit here and watch a balanced range just chop around all day. Because there will be nothing to do. That will be a trade tomorrow day that we talked about before. Not going to sit here. If we're not going to get to extremes, we've gone from extreme low, we failed to get to extreme high, we're in a chop zone right now. The longer we're here, the more tempting it would be to keep trying to trade it. And I've had a couple of attempts and it's not working. We've locked in good money. All right, we've locked in some all right money here. Not great, but it is what it is. And the opportunities were few and far between. So now we just sit. And probably come back tomorrow. This is trading back into the mean now, from edge into mean. If it lets go of that, it might test all the way down here at 28, is what I was talking about. So, yeah, hard to think about doing much more today. Mag just rotating around. Nvidia about to go red. I mean, this is about atypical as you get. There you go, Nvidia gone red. Yes, Powell speaking at Jackson Hole tomorrow. Correct. Correcto. I'm getting so much spam. Like text messages. Is there any way of getting rid of those? We don't really get that in the UK, but in the US, you get so much spam to text. I don't get it. Drives me mad. I might come back for these lows that I talked about. And then can come back down to value on the day. And then just chop some more. Select an option to block most of it. Did I enjoy my motorcycle in Europe? I didn't even get time to go out on it, you know, unfortunately. The first 3 days were spent just setting up the wedding for my sister. Crazy. Stuck between VWAPs, flow zones going flat, back to the New York Open. Nothing to do here. This is a no trade zone now. And I'm definitely done for the day. The question is, am I leaving now or am I going to sit here with you for another hour or so? I don't think there's a trade here for me. It's unfortunate. NQ's been just not as nice trader again today. I think ES was really nice. That higher low it put in on the 10 a.m. super nice. And the way it built liquidity for the breakout to the upside was good. And it traded all the way up through its 20-day. Didn't quite fill the gap. Yeah, we'll see. I still think there's a chance we can go upside. I just don't think there's a trade setting it up here now because they can liquidate this right back to the lows. If bulls have had all those attempts, just like I did, and not stopped out, they will become the trap liquidity. And if we trade downside, they would be forced to stop and we can get a flush downside and then maybe we retrap shorts at the lows. I don't know. I don't know. Let's have a look at MAGA looking like Tesla stuck at VWAP. Nvidia breaking down under VWAP. That looks not very nice. Midpoint of its initial balance range. Microsoft pulling back off its IB high, might come back down towards a VWAP. Meta reclaimed VWAP, trying to put a squeeze in. Google failing off its IB high, coming back down to, I'm guessing, VWAP, but trading view now stopped working. There we go, under VWAP. These are ugly charts, folks. Amazon flat, it's trading sideways around its VWAP. And Apple just dripping down under its VWAP towards IB low. This is not a day to put risk on, that's for sure, having a look at these charts. We had a couple of attempts. We're green. We had a couple of attempts, but we're not going to force. To be honest, I'm not even that bothered about trading tomorrow. Everyone's like so excited about trading what Powell says at Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole is not a great event to trade, in my opinion. You get really big, fast, expansive moves on things that are said. News algos. I don't like trading news algos. Okay, back towards previous day point of control. Like I said, might come for this liquidity here and value 230s. And if it can't find a bid there, it's going to go back down towards low of day. So there's a sweep, might come for 30s like we talked about. They're starting to walk this down. So all those buyers that we talked about looking for that rotation back up like I was, they are now becoming the liquidity for this to move lower at this point. They are trapped. And this can wash all the way down towards low of day if it wants to. It can be really nasty, go low of day. You have to move every single line on NinjaTrader. It drives me mad. All right, that previous day point of control starting to be pretty important under over. There you go. They're getting liquidated now. Yes, holding that low. So you got divergence there as well, just to make it even more tricky. Honestly, I really want to get away from these charts. These are, yeah, see, Coop's sensible. He knows this is not a time to sit around and watch. Honestly, there's nothing to do here together. So I'm actually going to get off the stream because this is a waste of my, what do you call it, mental capital sitting here at this point. Doesn't make sense to be here. And we'll go again tomorrow. Like I said, here you go. They're getting liquidated. I'm not trading short down. And I'm just going to leave it alone. And we come back tomorrow and we go again. And we stick to the same thesis. We have attempts when it's there. And when it's not, we leave it alone like this. We're leaving it alone. Let everyone else get chopped up. And we go again. Peace and love, everyone. I'll see you same time tomorrow. Please be careful. Like we've talked about all day. See money, take money. If it's not there, you can't do anything. If it's not there for the taking, you cannot do anything. Do not force your way in. And don't be too biased. There's some of you in stream who are just so adamant and biased. You're going to get cooked if you're like that. Please try and be flexible to the charts instead of trying to predict what's going to happen. I cannot say that enough. It will change your trading when you start doing what the charts are telling you to do rather than what you think is going to happen. All right. Peace and love, everyone. See you tomorrow. Use hard stops.